In a video I posted, 4 months ago, I said if the video got 100 likes, I'd beat the Lugia, which it got to 100 likes a long time ago, on May 14th, to be exact. Hey Siri, how many days ago was May 14th?
It was 103 days ago.
Oh no. So yeah, sorry about that, but now the video's here, so you don't have to wait any longer. In one of my last videos, I checked out a few Pokemon Platinum cheat codes, and in the end, combined them all together, creating a hacked illegal Pokemon, Arceus. At first, I tried to put my new hacked Pokemon against my other hacked Pokemon, Rayquaza, but it ended up backfiring. The Pokemon were at the same level, neither one of them could one-up each other, so I found a solution. I got a different hacked Pokemon, a Pokemon that wasn't created by me, but came from a cheat code. A broken, illegal Lugia, caught at Twinleaf Town on January 0, 2099, with a brave nature and the ability No Guard, with 999 in every stat, and the moveset of Psychic, Earthquake, Roost, and Calm Mind. This Lugia absolutely broke Arceus. Arceus wasn't even able to dent it. One Calm Mind with a Psychic did over half health to Arceus. 2 hits was all it took for Arceus to be in the grave. Arceus' only hope was putting Lugia to sleep and stalling with Recover, which, in the end, didn't even work. Last time I tried to beat a Pokemon with 999 in every stat was my Rayquaza. Toxic was the only way I was able to beat it, and Protect was the only way to stay alive. All of the Pokemon I picked to defeat Rayquaza were built around Rayquaza's type weakness and defense. But defense proved to not really matter since half of the Pokemon I picked died anyways. Only some of the Pokemon could get in one hit before Rayquaza killed them. And that one hit didn't matter since Rayquaza had leftovers. Now with all of that information from trying to beat the previous hacked Pokemon, it's time to start looking for solutions to beat this new hacked Pokemon. The first Pokemon I tried to use against Lugia was Zapdos, which went terrible. When I tried to use Discharge and Ancient Power, they would never dent, which is the issue in using attacking moves. Even if Lugia is weak to them, they do nothing. If any Pokemon's going to defeat Lugia, they're going to have high defense, seeing as that's the only way to survive. The strategy of using Substitute, then setting up with a Toxic, worked. So, most, if not all Pokemon I tried had Substitute and Toxic. The second Pokemon I tried was Steelix. For some reason, Steelix can barely survive both Psychic and Earthquake, but dies to a critical hit. And it had the moves Substitute, Toxic, and Protect. I tried using Crunch, but once again, no luck. My third pick was Shuckle, who would also die to Psychic, but luckily it doesn't get one-shotted by Earthquake. This Pokemon had the same moveset as Steelix, but this time had Rest, making Shuckle able to stall for a bit more. I tried another Shuckle, this time with Power Trick, Stone Edge, and Ancient Power, which for the third time didn't dent Lugia. Umbreon, however, was a different story. This Pokemon had the same Substitute, Toxic, and Protect, but like the Shuckle, had a healing move, Moonlight. The thing that made Umbreon more powerful than Shuckle was Umbreon being immune to Psychic. Also, Umbreon can actually survive Earthquake, which makes this the second Pokemon to do so. Next, I tried Fortress, who can't survive Psychic but can survive Earthquake. Zap Cannon was useful for paralysis, and Pain Split proved to be the most useful move against Lugia, being able to damage Lugia big time and always stay at full health. Probopass was another Pokemon I tried, and like most of the Pokemon I've tried, it dies to both an Earthquake and a Psychic from Lugia. Probopass had the unique moveset of Sandstorm, Harden, Rollout, and, like Fortress, Pain Split. Sandstorm would have been useful if Lugia didn't have leftovers. Probopass wouldn't survive long enough to be able to use both Harden and Rollout. Okay, wow, that was a lot of information that, so far, isn't solving the issue of beating the Lugia. Since I'm tired, and you probably are too at this point, here is the list of honorable mentions. Pokemon who tried but just couldn't make it. Blissey was of course considered for its HP stat, but that's it. Blissey can only stall with Soft Boil, and can live a Psychic but not an Earthquake. I also did consider the Regis for their very high defense, but Regirock, even with 200 base defense, would still get hit hard from a super effective Earthquake. All the Regis are good for Explosion, Self-Destruct, but that wouldn't be effective against Lugia. And the final Pokemon on the honorable mentions is Mantine. With the moveset of Supersonic, Dive, Endure, and Aqua Ring, this Pokemon looked promising at first, but proved to be bad. Supersonic was a good idea, but this Pokemon has no way of surviving a single hit from Lugia, which is the problem with every Pokemon I try. Only after all of this did I find the actual solution, a strategy which I should have used from the start. Trick and Toxic Orb. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. That would have saved both you and me a lot of trouble. But hey, now we have a solution. Since Lugia was always healing with leftovers, if I take that away, Lugia can't heal, and physical attacks could actually work and be used. With this newfound strategy, I tried Zapdos and Steelix again, but they still made no difference. However, the Power Trick Shuckle was on a power trip. This Shuckle was leaving Lugia in the dust, dealing 100 damage each hit with Stone Edge. Now, after hours of testing, I am ready to pick the members of the team that will beat the hacked Lugia. The first member of the team will be Banette, who has the Trick and Toxic Orb strat, and will be leading the party because making Lugia poisoned and be without leftovers first turn is super broken. The second member is Fortress, who is mainly there for Pain Split but also for Zap Cannon. That paralysis might come in handy. And I can't forget about the high defense stat and Protect. The third member is Shuckle. With Shuckle's super high defense, this Pokemon is here just to waste Lugia's time, by stalling out with Substitute and Protect, just to get in that toxic damage. The fourth member is Umbreon, with the same strategy as Shuckle. Umbreon is here because of the resistance to Psychic, and for being able to survive Earthquake. The final member is Blissey, who's only here for Soft Boiled. That's it. That's literally the only reason it's here. And that's all the members. While there is another slot for a final team member, with the team I have right now, it's not necessary. After all that preparation, it's time to begin the battle. The battle starts with me sending out Banette, and Lugia setting up first turn with Calm Mind, and Banette going for Trick, swapping Lugia's leftovers to a Toxic Orb, giving me a pretty good lead. For the next two turns I use Protect to stall out Lugia. Sadly, Lugia one-shots Banette. The next Pokemon I send out is Fortress, and Lugia goes for Earthquake, leaving Fortress with a slither of health. So I go for Pain Split, leaving Lugia at less than half health, and Poison damage leaves Lugia in the red. Lugia next turn goes for Psychic, killing Fortress. Then, before I knew it, Lugia was killed by Toxic, winning me the battle. And that's it. I hope you have enjoyed watching. This took a lot of time to make, and a sub to my channel would be great. Until then, I'll see you next time.